Morning Nerd Criteria. It's Monday. So, John Green has come up with a new book called The Anthropocene Reviewed, and he has signed over 250,000 given sheets, which is all the copies of the book's initial release in the US and Canada, in addition to more signed copies the rest of the world. Inspired by the signature photos posted in the FART Discord server, I was very curious about the color statistics. John uses his trusty Sharpie, but what colors does he use most? How rare are the bonus doodles? Is there anything to be noticed about page crinkle? Well, all these questions and more shall be addressed. Some disclaimers: I am not a statistician. I am a physics major with a single course in statistics, so please take my analysis with a light-hearted grain of salt. And 2, I am not a professional data collector, although I am happy to report that my form received an average of 4.3 stars from participants. I do not have a good grasp of exactly which colors John used. There is some ambiguity about what's pink, what's purple, what's blue and green, and what exactly is intergalactic indigo. Please note that I tried my best. My participants answered the survey to the best of their abilities. This is a culmination of our best efforts. Let's talk numbers. The form was posted in many Discord servers, the subreddit, and the Anthropocenereviewed.com fan-made website. The response exceeded any expectations I had, with 3,451 responses, the most recent of which was 5 hours ago. Although this is but a very tiny segment of all the pages John signed, it's hopefully a random enough sample that we can use it to infer information about the entire signing. So here's the final color chart. The first column here is the name of the color. The next is a count of the total that was in each category, and the third is a percentage of both. Some similar shades were lumped together for simplicity's sake. Unsurprisingly, green was the largest chunk, but I was surprised by how much more it was than the others. Almost 43% of signatures were green, followed by 26% blue, and almost 13% purple. The most rare color was orange, with only 0.5%. I suppose John isn't a big fan of the brighter colors, or maybe they're rarer to be defined. I'm curious as to everyone's color hypotheses. The next interesting question was about whether the signature was accompanied by a doodle. These were apparently drawn by John if he needed a handbrake or he felt his signature was subpar. There was a 7% doodle rate, so they're quite rare. Of the doodles found were spirals, DSTBAs, combinations of both, stick figures, and smiley faces. There's a single instance of a YNWA, which I think refers to You'll Never Walk Alone. I was very excited to find my very own DSTBA. Do the doodle colors follow the same color distribution, or are some colors more doodle prone? Here's a similar color breakdown, but only of signatures with doodles. Again, green is the most common, followed by blue and purple. The order of prevalence is similar, although the green is slightly more common in the doodles than across the whole sample, 54% compared to 43%. The last thing I want to look at was the uniqueness of the pages. It's hard to imagine that all these pages were in John's hands, but when you notice crinkles or faded lines in the page, it reminds you that John is a human and he's giving a little bit of his imperfect humanness in each of these pages. 885 responses included some unique aspects of their signature, and many people commented on how noticing these aspects made them treasure their signatures more. There are so many more things to notice and analyze about these datasets, but I'm bound 4 minutes. I'm considering collecting this data and more correlations into a handy infographic. It may provide a cleaned up data set for others to use. All right, nerd criteria, for me and the thousands of people who I asked what this acronym stood for, DFTBA.